Hello, fellow gypsies and spiritual wanderers. Mocha Gypsy here. Today we're diving into a heavy but incredibly important topic, one that so many women experience but rarely feel safe talking about. It's a form of abuse that leaves deep scars on the soul, yet it often goes unnoticed because it doesn't fit the typical definition of abuse. We're talking about the type of sexual abuse that doesn't involve physical assault, but is no less damaging. Let's clarify something up front. Not all sexual abuse is sexual assault, but all sexual assault is, by its nature, abuse. Sexual abuse can take many forms, and today I want to focus on one that's insidious, deeply personal, and devastatingly common: the deliberate and prolonged withholding of sex and affection within a relationship or marriage as a form of control and psychological destruction. This was my experience, and if you've been through it or are going through it, you are not alone. Now, before we go any further, I want to be clear about something else. No one is entitled to another person's body. Everyone has the right to say no to physical intimacy. That's not what I'm talking about here. What we're addressing today is a consistent, calculated, and deliberate pattern of withholding sex within a relationship or marriage with the specific intention of hurting, controlling, and breaking someone down emotionally and spiritually. Yes, this kind of abuse happens to men too, but in this video, we're focusing on the abuse of women and the unique dynamics that comes with it. When we think of sexual abuse, our minds often go straight to acts of violence. But abuse of a sexual nature isn't always physical. Withholding sex and affection might seem trivial to outsiders, but let me tell you, it is a powerful weapon for someone bent on control. Narcissists in particular are known to use this tactic to inflict pain. Some demand sex constantly, using it as a tool to dominate and harm, while others swing to the opposite extreme, depriving their partner to starve them emotionally, spiritually, and physically. My ex was the latter, a cerebral narcissist. That means the type of narcissist who prides themselves on being intellectually superior and downplaying and even feeling above physical needs. He quietly took pride in keeping me deprived, disoriented, and desperate for crumbs of affection. It's not just about frustration. It's about destroying your femininity at its core. The goal is the same as any other form of abuse: to demean you, strip away your sense of safety, and shatter your identity as a woman and as a human being. When I first met my ex-husband, I thought I had found my dream partner. He was handsome, exactly my type physically, and on paper he seemed perfect. His religious values, his intelligence, and his charm all seemed to align with what I was looking for. I was deeply attracted to him, not just his appearance, but who I thought he was. But what I didn't know at the time was that his personality and morals were a complete facade. Behind the good guy Christian image, there was manipulation, deception, and cruelty waiting just under the surface. And the weapon he used to dismantle me emotionally was his deliberate control over our intimacy. He insisted on waiting until marriage for sex. On the surface, it seemed like a noble religious conviction. But looking back, I see it for what it was: a calculated move. It wasn't about faith. It was about testing how much control he could exert over me. He dangled the promise of passion in front of me, saying, "Just wait until we're married. It'll be amazing." But in reality, once the vows were exchanged, the promises vanished. I was left in a marriage where sex was rare, intimacy was non-existent, and every rejection felt like another chip at my soul. You can count on one hand the amount of times we would have sex in a year. It was a small miracle that my daughter was conceived at all. The excuses came flooding in. I was too fat. Even though I was not that much bigger when we first met, And he told me that he was attracted to plus-sized women when we first got together. We argued too much, arguments he caused. And the most confusing part? The mixed signals. He'd ogle me in the shower one day, then ignore me the next. This wasn't random. This was intermittent reinforcement. The psychological tactic to keep me hooked, clinging to the hope that things might get better. This type of abuse leaves scars that many women feel too ashamed to reveal. When you admit this happened to you, it feels like a confession of your deepest insecurities. Am I desirable? Am I unlovable? Society doesn't help either. It tells us to look perfect, act perfect, and never admit we've been hurt in ways that make us feel vulnerable. The damage doesn't end with the abuse. It comes in layers: shame, self-doubt, and a loss of identity. And if you've experienced this, I want you to hear me when I say, it was never your fault. If you're still in this kind of relationship, protect yourself. Here's what you can do if you feel stuck. Recognize the patterns. Understanding what's happening is the first step. Once you see the abuse for what it is, it's harder for them to manipulate you. Create emotional distance. Protect your spirit by withdrawing emotionally. Focus on activities that bring you joy, strength, and a sense of self-worth. I'll even go as far as to say, if it's within your moral boundaries, cheat. Have an affair. Get yourself a good time guy or good time girl if you lean that way to distract you from the daily drudgery. Just be sure to be careful, safe, and discreet about it. Build your exit strategy. Start saving money, gathering important documents, and connecting with trusted friends and family who can support you when you're ready to leave. Seek help, whether it's therapy, a support group, or even reaching out to someone like me. Don't go through this alone. Leaving is just the beginning. So, if you have already left your partner or are on the other side of divorce, just know that healing comes in stages and it takes time. But it is absolutely possible to rebuild yourself as a strong, empowered, and beautiful soul. Here's how to start. Rediscover yourself. Reconnect with the parts of yourself that were suppressed. What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel beautiful? Invest in those things. Rebuild your femininity. Abuse attacks your identity as a woman. Celebrate your femininity in ways that feel authentic to you. Whether it's through creative expression, spiritual practices, or simply allowing yourself to feel joy. When you start dating again, if you wish to start dating again, remember that you are in control of your body, your time, your energy. Never settle for less than what you deserve. Spiritual healing. Abuse damages more than just the mind. It wounds the spirit. That's where I come in. I offer spiritual healing tailored to help women recover from the unique wounds left by abusive partners. Through angelic magic, psychic guidance, and personalized rituals, I can help you rebuild the confidence, joy, and inner light that was taken from you. I know this has been heavy, but I want to leave you with hope. You have the power to rise, heal, and reclaim your life. If this resonates with you, reach out to me, whether it's a spiritual healing session, life coaching, or just guidance on your journey. I'm here to help. You can reach out to me at mochagypsy.com, where I have a 24-hour chat feature on my website, and you can share with me confidentially your situation. Let's work together to transform that pain into power. Remember, you are worthy, you are powerful, and you deserve to be loved, respected, and cherished. Thank you for watching. If this video spoke to you, share it with someone who might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights, healing tips, and conversations that matter. God bless you and everyone you love on the other side of this screen.